Welcome to Sensor Noise, a podcast about photography, where so much has happened.
Yeah, it's
lately.
been a while and things have happened. We've traveled. We've both had a lot to do at work, and here we are. we're
AI is, doing AI stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, it continues.
We're having so much fun living life at this particular moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
No problems at all. Let's start, though. Monitor, watch, follow up.
Oh, yes.
I'm sitting speaking to you from behind my beautiful 6K Asus PA32 QCV.
Now, I was told that these weren't shipping yet.
Yeah, there's some disagreement as to whether these are shipping.
Some misinformation out there.
Well, to be fair, I think if you look at the B&H...
We're correcting the record.
If you look at the B&H page, it's like, it says coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the B&H website still says new item coming soon. However, I do have one.
Perhaps they, only getting like small batches or whatever.
That would be my guess, yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty good. It's very bright, like really bright. Brighter than the studio display, for sure. What I will say, though, is the built-in brightness control, which I was excited about, is very disappointing. It sucks. It works, to be clear. But the levels that they've chosen to correspond to the room brightness are not adjustable.
And not mapped well.
No, they're very dark.
Well,
so I guess if you were using
this
in like they totally could.
Well, you're supposed to use it with one of those hoods, probably, right? Or something like that.
What I would like to see is for them to make it so that you set like a midpoint and then it adjusts around that, as opposed to what it is now, which is just you turn it on and you have absolutely no control.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm back to using, what is this app called? It's called Lunar, which is an app that I've used for display controls before. Lunar is very cool because it will do auto brightness for non-Apple displays via the like DCC protocol or DDC protocol, whatever that's called. But Lunar is very cool because they have a Home Assistant add-on you can get that lets you select a brightness sensor in the room, and then it will use that as your brightness sensor for auto brightness, and that works quite well.
Interesting.
So that's what I'm doing. I have several devices in my office that have brightness sensors. So I just install the Home Assistant add-on. Lunar just finds it because it's Home Assistant. It finds it, and then it has a learning mode. So when you set up a new display, it like auto generates a curve, but as you adjust the brightness manually, it adjusts the curve. And now I'm a week in or so, and I'm not manually adjusting it anymore. It's working like it should. Colors are good. The colors are like they say. They're pretty damn close to the MacBook. That's accurate. The M mode or whatever is pretty good. HDR honestly looks okay. I still have it disabled unless I'm like looking at an HDR thing, but it's certainly better than the other ones I've tried before. What else is there to say? It has a bunch of USB ports, which is nice. The Thunderbolt works like you'd expect. Basically
nice. Yeah, it's
what I was hoping for. What I will say, though, if you don't like matte displays, you will not like this.
But if you don't like matte displays, what's your deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the Nano Texture. So I have Nano Texture MacBook Pro.
Yeah, well,
it's not as good as that, but it's considerably better than any of the other matte displays that I've used from like Dell or
the LG Ultrafine 5K I have with the glossy display is kind of, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So
I'm pleased with it. It does what I wanted. It's big. And macOS seems to have no issues with it whatsoever.
Very nice. I do have the 5K version on my wish list, waiting for it to go on sale. I do notice B&H has a coupon for it right now where you can save $20 off of your $849. What a savings.
Now, parallel to this, the LG Ultrafine Evo 6K, the LG 32U990A, is also maybe supposedly available now.
Is that the one they announced like this week?
Ages ago.
Yeah.
They announced this so long ago and then just gave zero updates.
Oh, yes, they announced this at CES. And then, but you can now pre-order it. It's $2,000.
It's somehow more expensive than this one.
$2,000
really know
American.
Not really sure why it's more expensive. But as far as I know, there is only one 6K panel, and so these monitors have the same panel in them.
Yes, but consider this is the world's first 6K monitor with Thunderbolt 5 connectivity.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is Thunderbolt 5 instead of 4, which this one is Thunderbolt 4.
Yeah. So you're only getting 80 gigabits per second, whereas
you're right.
The LG can do 120 gigabits per second, which is unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're trying to
push that seems,
if you're trying to do more downstream displays, I guess. Like if you want a daisy chain, but you can daisy chain 2 6Ks off of this one, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really think you need it.
So much.
I'm really not sure what the point of that is, but I guess I don't know if it's glossy or matte or not. It doesn't say on their website. So that's one thing about it that I don't know. I guess if it was glossy and you wanted a glossy one, then get the LG. But as far as I can tell, they are otherwise exactly the same panel. So
I'm sorry, I just got distracted by an article on The Verge about Microsoft's new icons for Office, which...
dear Lord.
Here's the thing. They need to go back to the 2003 or maybe the 2010 icons.
I agree.
Yeah.
And bring back Entourage while you're at it as well. Yeah.
Because these ones are, I don't know, weird. Anyway, let's get into the news, of which there has been a lot, but we're only going to cover a little bit. What's this first item?
So I was at Disneyland a couple weeks ago when we were down at Andrew and I both went to SpotLAX at the Los Angeles International Airport.
Later
Spoilers. But I went to Disneyland the day before, and Disney has switched to Sony, which is new. So Disney traditionally, for my whole life, was all Nikon. All Nikon cameras. The whole park was sponsored by Nikon and whatnot. But I noticed that they have Sony now, and I saw this post from Disney themselves saying the summer we got new cameras or whatever. And they all seem to have switched to Sony Alpha, which is interesting.
Indeed. Curious.
It's interesting specifically because of how this PhotoPass system works. They have custom firmware for the cameras. So this means that Sony has made custom firmware for them as well to make this happen. Because it's integrated with that PDA thing that they carry around that does the direct to cloud stuff. So pretty interesting. Just thought that was notable that they've switched off of Nikon after all this time. Yeah. They did never go to Nikon mirrorless. They were still on D7500s.
Interesting.
The last time I went. So now
I wonder if they just got a good deal out of
it. Could be.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Because I'm sure they were probably needing to upgrade from DSLRs and
from the 7500,
a ton of money.
Sure.
So
because they're buying thousands and thousands of these cameras.
Yeah.
And then every PhotoPass photographer gets one, but they switch them out throughout the day as the batteries die or they get dirty or whatever, and they monitor all that through the PDAs. It's really a very interesting system. I wish they would talk more about it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that would spoil some of the magic,
I suppose.
Exciting film news. Kodak has released the Kodacolor 100 and 200 color negative films in 35 millimeter. these are interesting for a couple reasons. One is that these are being sold by Eastman Kodak and not Kodak Alaris. So Eastman has apparently gotten back some of the distribution rights or something, which is interesting. Kodacolor 100 is suspected to be a sort of rebrand of Pro Image 100.
Okay.
And that would make it interesting because previously you could only get Pro Image 100 in Pro Packs of 5, and they're selling these as single units. Kodacolor 200 is pretty much just a rebrand of Color Plus 200 to Kodacolor 200. So
okay,
they're new quote unquote films.
Yeah. So is this them trying to signal like we're getting back into it? Is that the goal with this?
It seems like it. I mean, their statement says, to help meet the growing demand for film, Kodak is excited to announce the launch of 2 color negative films. So I'll be curious to see if they follow this up with a 120 versions of these films. But
this is like, we will watch your career with great interest moment, I think.
Indeed. Yeah.
It's like, if they keep going and they release more, that will be great.
Right.
But I don't really have a lot of confidence that they will do that.
This is the first introduction of a film from Kodak since 2018 when they reintroduced Ektachrome. So It's been a little while.
Yeah.
But they seem to have, I guess, noticed that film is undergoing a bit of a renaissance right now. At least enough for them to, capitalize on it. So,
right.
It'll be interesting. What I note too is that these have the the updated box design, except these ones don't actually suck, unlike all the other Kodak new box designs that they did. These
these look kind of nice. I kind of like these.
These aren't just like 2 colors with the words gold or whatever on it. So that's nice.
Yeah, let's see if they keep at it, I guess.
Also in film camera news, there is a new point-and-shoot film camera with autofocus coming early 2026. It is the Analog AF1.
Who is this? Is this so Analog? Is this the Game Boy people?
I don't think so. This is from Analog, a design agency based in Amsterdam. Now they said they were inspired by some good camera designs, the Olympus Mu, which is the hang on, I'll remember. Oh my god, there was a different name for it here in the States. Oh my goodness. Anyway, the Contax, the Yashica T, the Pentax SBO Minolta Riva series. These are the classic like medium to high end film point and shoots of the 90s. So they've patterned it after that. It has an autofocusing system driven by a LiDAR sensor, 2-stage shutter release. It's kind of blocky, but it is also pretty small in that it is, just about the size of that it needs to be to fit a 35 millimeter canister and, all the stuff in it. It also supports DX coated film, which is kind of surprising because a lot of new point and shoots don't.
Okay.
So it will automatically set the ISO based on the film. And they are saying that it will come out early 2026. It's available for pre-order now, though, for about $566, which is, I guess my thought is, if you had an Olympus Mu or similar, from the time, if you were to buy that new today, Stylus Epic is the
there we go.
American brand. If you had a Stylus or Mu, and you tried to buy that today, it would probably cost about that much, maybe a little less.
Yeah,
but they were high quality cameras at the time, and indeed, used. These are still going for, depending on the version, like $200-$300. So
right.
But, I don't feel like it's too far off, I guess.
Yeah, it's not. I think this is a reasonable price for this. I guess the question is like, they're an unproven company.
Yeah.
Is this real?
Yeah,
like,
that'll be...
Is it a real device?
It certainly sounds like it. I mean, it's a fixed 35 millimeter f2.8 lens, minimum aperture all the way down to f16.
Yeah.
Has a variable shutter speed between 1/1000th down to 4 seconds. Includes a real electronic strobe.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly looks real.
It seemed they haven't like skimped on stuff. For example, like with a lot of these point and shoots, you usually get like a fixed shutter speed, or it's manual focus, or yada yada yada. This seems complete, I guess.
I agree.
So I'll be curious.
Look, they're using all the right words on their website. It says contacts, Yashica, Minolta. They're using the right words,
right?
And they're using a font that looks kind of like Apple Garamond. So I'm like, I'm primed to trust them right here.
I think that might just be Apple Garamond.
It might just be Apple Garamond. Yeah, I don't know. It looks a little squished. It looks a little bit squished.
Yeah, maybe a narrow version or something. Yeah. Yes, I will. I'll be very curious.
If this turns out to actually be good, I might get one of these. To be honest.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see the reviews of
that would
these.
Be good for me.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, yes, because this is a pocketable. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we should.
And also, I should note, it also auto rewinds the film.
That's pretty nice. And it looks like USB-C recharging. Also,
no, it takes a CR123.
CR1,
which those are a little weird, but they really did take inspiration from the classic point and shoots, because that's what they all took. Kidding, right? And also, it'll probably last like a year or more on a CR123.
So I guess it depends on how much flash you use.
Yeah.
We should cover this next though, because here's another one where who knows if this will ever come out. This company I've never heard of, Soki Engineering, out of somewhere, I'm assuming in Europe. They have a film scanner, supposedly.
Okay.
Have a look at this. I moved the link up in the doc there.
They have my attention.
Yeah. They are making a film scanner that looks kind of like a handheld device, and it scans the whole roll. They say 4064 DPI, 120 dB dynamic range, and 48-bit color.
In just under a few minutes. That's interesting. Looks
like they're building it all themselves.
Yeah.
And then they have their own software as well.
Which they say is written in C++, and I can't decide if that's a good or a bad sign.
I mean, it means it'll be fast at least.
Well,
maybe.
It won't be terribly bloated, most likely. Yes,
I'm subscribing for updates. I'll tell you that. I'm very curious about this.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting.
If this is real, like if this actually comes out, that would be very cool. But
yes, as long as it's not like $3,000. But
I mean, even if it is $3,000, it's not. What other choice do you have?
Well, yeah. Well, also, I guess if you're a film lab, that might be if this can do as well as the obsolete Fuji scanners that a lot of film labs are still, dragging along. Maybe they can finally retire those. We shall see. Because I don't know how long those things we're gonna be able to keep those things alive.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But even as an individual, like super cool scans are way overpriced still.
Well, that too, yes, and also
right.
Also, increasingly. I mean, it's just going to be harder and harder to get like replacement parts or working examples of these things. So yeah.
Speaking of, there's a super cool scan 4000 ED on Facebook Marketplace, and I keep watching the price go down.
Interesting.
He listed it originally for like $700. Now it's down to like 400 something. Just keeping an eye on it.
That's not bad.
No, but maybe bad. I can do better.
Yeah.
Anyway,
next we have the action camera segment, which I've titled Lights Camera Action, because GoPro apparently is still around and developing new products. This first one is called the GoPro Lit Hero action camera, which is basically, what if a GoPro had a light on it? That's it.
Okay. Now, this article says that this capitalizes on retro trends, and I'm very curious, like, which ones?
Well, as we know, back in the day, everyone had a light on their camera, ?
Yeah. I'm really... What do they mean by retro? Is it just that it has a light? Because nobody uses a flash anymore? Like, is that it?
I guess so. It seems like it's meant to make your videos and such look like they are cooked with flash. So, yeah.
If I remember correctly, that was a look we tried to get away from.
It was, but it's back now.
All right. Sure,
it has a little array of 4 LEDs that light up. So, enjoy that.
I mean, could be useful, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. They also came out with the Max 2 360-degree camera, which they say is the only 360-degree camera that can capture true 8K, if that's something that you care about.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, it says here that the Insta360 X5 captures 7.27K video.
Oh, I see.
And the DJI Osmo 360 captures 7.42K. So they capture 8 actual Ks of resolution for people for whom that is important, I guess. But
right.
They have a new 360 cam.
In 360, the more resolution, the better, because when you crop anything, you're no longer getting your 8K.
Right.
So I get it, but
I do feel like 360 cameras are quite a gimmick, though.
It really feels like it, right?
Yeah.
You use it, like you see. I feel like if 360 cameras were all that, you'd see every vlogger like using them.
Oh yeah,
all the time, and you just don't.
No, they're just used for like B-roll shots, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though now with the new iPhone, we can do a new iPhone segment next week. I don't think we have time this week, but there's a new feature which does like
there's a new iPhone if you haven't.
Yeah, it's a new iPhone if you haven't heard. But they have a new it captures both the front and rear cameras in videos now if you want. And I've already seen that in vlogs. Already. So yeah.
Front back is calling from like 2018 or whenever that was.
Now it's just built in, I guess.
Yeah. Next we have DJI. Did you know of the DJI Action 2?
Never heard of it.
So DJI, tried to get into action cameras, and they came out with the Osmo Action 1, which was basically, what if we made a GoPro?
Yeah.
In form factor and everything. And then after that, they followed it up with the Action 2. And the Action 2 basically diverged from the GoPro, form factor. What it did is it took the camera, it made it a square, and then you could basically magnetically attach it to various mounts or accessories. So it came with like a extra battery that you could attach it to that also held an SD card. Otherwise, it recorded to internal storage, but you could clip the battery to it,
sure,
and add an SD card. But then all of its mounts and stuff, it was also magnetically attached to. Interesting idea. It didn't seem to necessarily take off for the action camera market, but it's interesting they come back around to this idea with the 52-gram Osmo Nano, which basically is like a more optimized version of the Action 2, in that it has the same, you have a tiny little camera module, and then you can click it onto the, monitor, which gives you the display, and it's also a battery. And
52 grams is pretty small.
This is I'm just interested in this because what I want is like more tiny little cameras that can record like in relatively high resolution.
Right.
So this is 52 grams. It's waterproof up to 10 meters. It can go pretty much anywhere. And it can record a 4K 30, which is pretty wild. So
And it still has the microphone receiver, it looks like.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Yeah.
The other manufacturers don't all do this, but DJI, all of their action cams and 360 cams just have a built-in receiver for the DJI microphones.
Yes.
So you don't need another dingus for it, which is great.
Right.
Now, of course, who knows if this will be available in the US?
I'm sorry. This can actually also capture all the way up to 4K 120 for slow motion footage as well. So yeah, interesting. This is so I got a DJI Action 2 to use for various things, and it's a nifty little thing. I like the idea of it.
Yeah,
I think it's more interesting than the sort of GoPro format, but that seems to be what people are used to. But I'm glad that DJI has sort of broken this out into its own category and is continuing to develop it, because I think it's an interesting idea. Let's see. Nikon came out with the first Z Cinema camera made in collaboration with Red. This is the ZR.
Yeah, this is curious. I mean, we knew that they were going to do something like this, but this is an interesting way to do it. It's kind of like the Sony, I guess.
Yeah, this is like basically a Nikon version of the Sony FX30.
Yeah.
It looks like. Yeah.
But missing all of the mount points. Nikon, why?
Well, it's Red, so you have to pay extra for mount points and things like that.
True.
It does have a hot shoe.
So I guess this is the only Red camera that uses memory cards that don't cost $3,000. So that's correct, a plus, yes. I guess.
It's also probably the only Red camera that's under $3,000.
Yeah, probably. So
I'll be curious to see if this makes a dent. You know,
it might, because it does do Red RAW, and it can do 6K 60. 12-bit RAW internal. You don't need an external recorder for that.
Pretty good, yeah.
Which is quite good.
It does all that while also having the same autofocus engine as the Z9.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So this, I think it will, because it's for the Red. I mean, I don't know how many people are like switching their cinema camera equipment at this point, but like for the Red shooters, this will be quite good, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll be curious because Canon also came out with some new cinema cameras recently.
They did.
So
I don't know anything about those though.
This, I guess, this like handheld, little cinema camera is a growing market. It seems so.
Yeah.
Curious to see. I think it's probably smart that Nikon's getting into it.
Well, I think it's smart that they're finally doing something with Red.
Well,
yeah. That's like, I think Nikon is smart in that they understand that Red's market for their $30,000 cameras is pretty limited, but there is a large video, like prosumer, small studio market to capture.
Yeah, exactly.
And Red does not serve those people, but it could.
Right. It's like you have all this technology and it's not reaching all the people that it could. So.
Especially not with Nikon's lenses, right? Because you can just use Z lenses on this, and those are great.
Right. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Next, we have a company called Redo came out with Kodak branded keychain digital cameras in blind boxes called the Kodak Charmera.
Yeah, Kodak saw Labubu and said, "Hey, we got to get in on that."
And you know what? It worked. People ate these up.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Redo said that all of the blind boxes were sold out in one day and revealed that it was 10 times more than expected. This is a little tiny, not very good 1.6 megapixel digital camera. And it can be yours in a blind box of a design, 7 possible designs for $30. So
why?
I think people like this. It's got a retro feeling. It's like 1987. It says on it and all that. I
guess, but like, man, what? Okay, whatever. I'm not going to yuck people's yums here. I just don't get it. I don't understand.
What it does say, I find amusing. There's extremely limited internal storage, so a micro SD card is a must and is not included.
Right. And it probably
so you get out of the
costs more than
blind
the
box. You get out of the blind box, and you really can't use it right away.
Yeah.
You also need to get a micro SD card to put in it. Yeah.
I don't understand this, I say, as I look at my bunch of Labubas. Anyways.
Yeah.
Sigma has come out with 2 interesting lenses.
Yeah, there were lots of lens announcements, but I thought I'd pick the ones that I thought were, not the run of the mill kind of lenses.
Yeah. So they have a new full frame zoom, 20 to 200.
This is crazy. This is like the Omni lens. This is the only lens you will ever need.
20 to 200, 3.5 to 6.3, full frame. So
full frame.
Sigma
and
has
it's not huge.
No, it's not huge. Sigma has done some kind of like this before, but they've all been crop.
Yeah,
but this is not crop.
This is a full frame that you can. This is the travel lens, right?
Yes.
This is, you slap this. You only need to bring one lens with you now when you travel, and it is this lens.
Yep, you can just bring this thing.
Yeah,
provided you have a Sony camera or L mount, because they're only making it for E and L mounts. So
thank you, Sigma, for your consideration. What I do like is this is not an internal zoom, so it does grow to about twice its length. It really sticks out there.
The picture makes it look like it grows to more than twice its length.
Bigger than before.
Yeah. Bigger than before. Yeah, for sure.
This looks good, though. Bring this to, all the other mounts.
Seriously. I don't get it.
Why do they stagger the mount releases like this? I don't understand. Well,
Sigma,
do you have one person working on the mount?
Sigma has a bunch of lenses that are only for Sony.
Yeah.
But
they're not tied up like Cameron is with Nikon. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
I really don't understand how they make those decisions.
Sigma, get it together.
Seriously.
Now, Sigma has also announced a competitor to the Plena, essentially.
They have 135 f4.
F1.4.
Yeah, or sorry, F1.4. And
this is
the
a
only
big boy.
One?
Yes.
There are none other than this.
Yes. And this is, look at how big this is. It's
massive.
It's huge.
The Plena's big, but
this is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the only 135 f1.4 that has autofocus.
Incredible.
There are other 135 1.4s, but they do not have autofocus, and this one does.
Sigma says the 13-bladed aperture produces extremely large natural near circular bokeh even at the edges of the frame. Sigma adds that the size of the bokeh is even larger than that of the 105 f1.4, which was known as the bokeh master at the time. So
and then of course none of the sample images they give have bokeh in them. So.
No, why would they? Yeah. But this looks like it will be very good, and it's also honestly not that expensive for
it's $18.99. It's what you bad.
Yeah, if this were like a camera branded lens, Nikon, Canon, or Sony or whatever, it would probably be 4K. So yeah,
and again, only for E and L mount. So,
I also note this has a this has a tripod foot that has Arca Swiss cutouts.
It sure does. Look at that; it's right out of the box. What's the filter size on this?
That's what I was trying to find out. It has to be 3 digits.
Does anybody even make filters for this thing?
I wonder if this is one of the ones where you put the you put the filter in like where the mount is, or something.
It could be.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can figure this out. Do they have a website?
One. Sigma, I believe they have a website.
Filter size 105 millimeter.
Wow, that's large. Yeah,
that's a big one.
Not to be outdone, however, Tamron, shortly after Sigma's announcement, said, well, we also have an Omni Zoom lens. Ours is a 25 to 200 millimeter f2.8 to 5.6.
Yes, it's a stop larger. Or two.
Yes.
What is that? A stop, 2 stops? I forget.
That's, it's better anyway.
Yeah.
It does not get as wide, by 5 millimeters, but 2.8 is, I think, quite a bit better. Certainly will help you in low light. Yeah, this one also, they said, they haven't actually revealed the price or anything yet. This is just the development. So there's not a whole lot of specifications yet.
It will probably be close to because they have a 28 to 200 already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it will be close to that.
Which if it is,
will be, I think.
Yeah, less than $1,000 for the Omni lens.
And again, only available for Sony.
Yeah,
because reasons. We got to stop with this.
So I need to stop getting excited about these things because I'm not going to be able to get one for like 6 months or more. Yeah,
or they're gonna like Nikon co-brand it, right? That's what they'll do. Yeah.
I mean, this would have helped me so much at SpotLAX, for example.
It sure would have. This would have been very useful during the day.
Yeah.
So we can move on to that. That both of us went. We were there for the weekend. What did you think about the event? I mean, I've gone 3 times now. So I'm curious what you think.
It was interesting. I did feel a little out of place because I was like, boy, there are a lot of people who are way more interested in planes than I am.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I'm not quite, enough of a plane autist to be.
It is the plane autism convention. That is 100%. Certain.
No, it was good. It was good though. The ramp visit, I think, is really quite cool because you are on the ramp at LAX, and they have planes there, and then they also have like some of the equipment too. Like at one point, one of the fire engines pulled up and hung out for a bit. Yeah,
so
and then you're right on the
taxiway.
taxiway.
So before COVID. Mm-hmm. They did the ramp tours, and then it was really a tour. They like loaded people into a bus and like drove them around the runways, apparently. But since then, like after things started back up again, it's sort of like it's Brent Snyder over at Cranky Flyer, and also sort of sponsored by LAX, like the airport, LAWA, right? LA World
they did
Airports
provide a frankly absurd amount of donuts, which has to have cost a pretty penny. So
LAWA gets like Brent and them work with the airlines to get them to bring over some planes for people to look at. They bring food and coffee and stuff, and it's a good little event. It's over at the Flight Path Museum. There's like a lot behind the Flight Path Museum that's next to the cargo hangars.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see those like. We saw the planes that they brought over, and then also all of the giant cargo planes that were parked next door.
Yeah, which there was like there was a Nippon
bunch
Cargo
of 747s over there.
Right. Big old planes.
Yes.
Planes that we do not get to see here in Ohio, like basically.
No, we don't get them here in San Francisco either.
Yeah.
These kind of ones only go to LA. Yeah. So they brought over the American Airlines Astrojet, which is the chrome one.
Yeah.
And then they brought over
classic livery.
They brought over a tired Delta A350.
Which I'm sort of glad, having learned after the fact that it was a very tired plane, I'm sort of glad that I didn't wait around to walk through it.
Yeah. Last year they had a brand new 321 for us to look at, but this is the biggest one they've brought for sure. Last year there was a DHL 767, like a cargo plane, and then a Delta 321. This is definitely the biggest one.
It was kind of interesting, the size contrast between the 737 and the A350.
Yeah.
The 737 almost looks like a little business jet by comparison.
Next to them. You can't, like, when you're just at the airport, it's hard to tell, but when you're standing next to these things, just look at the size of the engine.
Yeah.
And you could like you could stand upright and walk through the A350 engine.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. Did you get anything good? Any good shots?
I think so. I linked my gallery. I got some. There are some that are like tandem shots where you have a plane landing and another one taking off in the background, or vice versa.
That is one of the cool things you get at LAX. You get because they will land and take off almost simultaneously on the right runway complex. Not quite.
Yeah.
It's not like SFO where they'll have two that are like in line with each other hitting the ground at the same time, but they're close.
Did get a fair number of well-timed shots where you get the tire smoke from them touching down.
Yeah.
And then, we were fortunate to see a fair number of 747s and A380s.
Yes.
So some good pictures there. Lufthansa actually had like an A380 and a 747 fly in the same day.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
Which was cool.
Now, annoyingly, it doesn't seem like we get... So it used to be on Sunday, like Saturday and Sunday, around 1 p.m., the Asiana A380 would land, and then the Korean A380 would land, like back to back. It doesn't seem like they're doing that anymore now that they're all the same airline.
Yeah,
but
did get a Korean Air 747 and a Korean Air A380.
Yeah.
So
it's cool.
And, lots of airlines that I have heard of but never really seen or have never heard of. Air New Zealand, Austrian.
Viva. Did you ever hear of Viva before?
Viva, yeah. Turkish Airlines. Yep. Yeah. All sorts
LA
of interesting...
really is unique in that they get everything.
Yeah. Japan Airlines. Yeah. And then there were some special liveries too. You got like the Star Alliance livery on the ANA jet.
It's always interesting to see the different Star Alliance, because my understanding is the alliances require all of the airlines to have at least one jet in the like Star Alliance livery.
Mm-hmm.
But they have some flexibility as to like what they do with it. So sometimes they're creative.
Yeah. There was also the JetBlue Mosaic, which is like entirely blue. What I like is the planes that are more colorful, because a lot of them are some variation of white, right? But then you have like Korean Air is a nice big blue. The Air New Zealand is all black, which I don't know how they get away with that. That seems like cool. That would get really hot.
I like the ANZ ones. Look, you're not going to like the new Korean Air livery if you like this one.
No, wow.
The new one. Yeah. When they're merging with Asiana, they're making it boring.
Of course, naturally.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, well, and I expect Southwest will probably do that here shortly. But
I don't know. Southwest is simple enough.
Yeah, they do have their like state liveries as well.
They do.
I got a couple of those photos of that. I can't tell which state it is, but I can tell that it's
Florida.
Yeah.
The one that I got was Florida.
And then, I got shots. There was a Nippon Cargo 747 next to an ABX Air. I don't know what this is, 767 maybe.
Probably.
ABX Air, notable because they fly out of Wilmington, Ohio.
They sure do.
An hour-ish south of me.
What are they shipping on those?
I don't know. What it used to be Airborne Express, and then DHL gobbled that up, but then ABX sort of remained as their like U.S. contractor, so they're just shipping packages,
I think it
was sort of funny because you'd see like FedEx and DHL coming in all the time.
Yes.
And then there was at random, there was a single solitary UPS jet that landed it. It was almost like, did it get lost or something?
Because UPS typically goes to one of the other LA airports. They don't go to LAX.
Yeah.
Generally. But if it's a cargo shipment, I think they go wherever they need to.
Right.
As opposed to just packages. Like here, UPS goes to Oakland. Like all UPS jets go to Oakland.
Right.
I think my favorite livery still remains Atlas Air.
Atlas that's a good one.
Good.
That's a good one.
Good.
And I have some good shots of that one taking off and flaring and things like that. So
Atlas is also cool because they do a lot of ferry flights for the NFL. Like sometimes that Atlas one will have a whole sports team on there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and then
cool weekend. I had a good time.
Yeah, plenty of planes that weren't landing or taking off, but you could just get photos of like their tails or whatever as they were parked up. What was it? Yeah, like Viva, Asiana, Qantas. We saw.
Qantas.
Just from all over the place. It was kind of nuts.
That's why we go to LA for this, because it's the only place where you get this variety in the US.
And then there was that. What's that one that had the Starlink?
I mean, there's a SpaceX plane. Did you see that?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
that one's just SpaceX's plane.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of that. I'm thinking of what is it, like charter airline that had some sort of Starlink
there was like a Starlink livery.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was some charter plane.
Didn't catch that one, but did see it and hear about it. But yeah, also just cool because of how big LAX is and where all the viewpoints are that you get to see the operations going on and all the stuff that's involved. Because at some point they were doing some sort of runway maintenance, and there were a bunch of like maintenance trucks and so on out on a taxiway with their lights flashing and all that stuff. And yeah,
I just you didn't get a picture of the big X that they put out at the end of the runway.
No, I did not. Well, I might have, but I don't think I put it on the gallery.
So they wheel out a big light up X to put at the end of the runway when they close it, so nobody lands on them.
I'm just thinking about those donuts now. Randy's Donuts basically good at every event in the morning, and so
Randy's good donuts. I like them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had fun.
Mm-hmm.
I will be there next year. I don't know about you, but I certainly will be.
We shall see. Yeah.
Now, you wanted to have a rant about folding phones.
So folding phones. They're becoming increasingly real. They were kind of a novelty some years ago, but I guess now that Samsung is on like generation 7 of these things, and Google has one, Motorola has one, yada yada. The iPhone Air for this year seems to me a pretty obvious foreshadowing of a folding phone.
Sure.
In that it's meant to be thin. Why else would they make, like, they didn't just make a thin phone because people have been asking them for that, because no one's been asking them for that. So it's probably because if you put 2 iPhone Airs back to back, that's what their folding phone will look like.
I have a slightly different take on the iPhone Air, but I largely agree. Yeah. I think the iPhone Air is a materials study, not really for anything else.
Oh, they're
not, if they're going to build a folding phone, it won't be 2 iPhone Airs stacked on top of each other. It'll be even thinner than that, because you don't need to fit. Yeah. You don't need to fit the whole phone in one side, right? You have 2 sides to work with.
Right.
But I think it's a material study, because I don't know if you've seen like jerry rig everything and all these tests on it. The thing is like indestructible. You can bend it like 45 degrees and it just goes back.
Interesting.
To how it was before.
Yeah.
They've done some crazy materials work to get the metal to be super springy and just easily able to go right back to where it was without breaking the glass either.
Yeah. A Young's modulus of no.
Yeah, basically. It took jerry rig to get it to snap. It was something like 300 pounds of pressure applied like directly to the center of the back of the phone.
Jeez.
It does not break.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The big thing with foldable phones is, of course, how do they fold?
Right.
Hot dog or hamburger style, which is to say, are they meant to be like a normal smartphone that then folds up even smaller, like a classic flip phone?
Yeah.
Or are they meant to be a smartphone that then opens up to become something approaching a tablet? And my contention is that the correct version of this is the flip phone style, because that's what we're all used to anyway.
Yeah, I think I agree.
And who doesn't want to just end their calls again by closing their phone? That was always the.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Slam your phone closed and obliterate your screen.
But I gather that there are folks out there who enjoy the sort of open up your phone to become almost tablet-like. But I think that's in that weird realm of like a 7-inch tablet, which is just, those aren't super popular because they just seem like they're not big enough.
Right.
So
my contention with those is, if I want a screen that big, I actually want a screen that's quite a bit larger than that.
Right. Yeah. Which, I mean, you've seen like Apple moving towards even larger screens in that, like they had the 13-inch for the iPad Pro and now for the Air as well.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many people are buying that Air, but yeah.
Agreed. Well, it's there. So,
yeah.
16-inch iPad Air, maybe. I don't know.
So people would actually buy that. Artists would buy that.
Well, easily. That's true, because that's like a graphics. Yeah. I mean, that's, So,
But I think I agree. If you're going to get a folding phone, I feel like the flip phone style is more. That's what people want, I think.
That's and I think that's what I want. I want the the thing with the phablet style is that you basically get a complete phone display on the outside, and then you open it up and it's even larger display, and that seems kind of redundant to me. I like the idea of with the flip phone style, you get a little mini display that can show you only the things, notifications, things that you care about, glanceable stuff that you can look at it and go, oh, okay, and then you don't have to open the whole phone kind of thing.
Right.
So
that makes sense to me. I still don't know if the folding phones are for me. I mean, I'm willing to try one, but I don't know. I got big enough pockets. I don't think I need it.
Yeah.
That's my general feeling, is I just don't think that it's something that I need.
I'm sort of curious. I did briefly consider, should I get like a Moto Razr? Because that seemed to be one of the more interesting flip style phones.
The Moto Razr people really like their Moto Razrs.
Yeah, and they've come out with, I think they have 5 versions.
Yeah, they've got quite a lot now.
3 versions of it now, because they had just the Razr, and then they had like the Razr and the Razr Plus.
Yeah.
And now they have the Razr Ultra as well. And these are all flip style phones, just with slightly different, capabilities. So
right.
I guess they're doing something right there.
They must be.
So yeah.
We'll see what Apple does. I don't know. I'm not going to switch to Android, that's for sure. So we'll have to see if they do one. I still don't know if it's something that I would want, really.
Well, and we'll have to see, if I guess when Apple does one. It seems like it's not an if at this point. It's just going to be when they come out with one. What style will it be? Because Google did one, and theirs is the book, the phablet style.
Right.
They don't have a flip style, at least not yet. So
no, they don't. Not yet.
I think
maybe they will.
Samsung and then the Chinese brands are the only ones that have like both styles.
Yeah, like Huawei available. Has one, and whatever the other
Oppo
has one.
OnePlus, and
they've all got one.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting, I guess.
It will.
I just don't. The problem with these, at least when they first came out, is that they were very expensive, and some of them are still very expensive. But I guess an advantage of the flip style is that they tend to be much cheaper than the book style, just because they are physically smaller.
They're quite a bit smaller, right?
Because some of these book style ones are over $2,000, and that's just too much for a phone. Some of these flip style ones are just a little over $1,000, which I mean is still a lot for a phone, but it's not that far off of iPhone pricing, I guess. So
no, it's not. It's close.
I think this is this is the. I was opining with some coworkers that all phones look the same these days, because one of my coworkers had like his Android phone flipped upside down on the table, and it has the camera bar like the 17 Pro does now. And I was like, oh, you got the new iPhone, jokingly. But I'm like, all phones look the same now. And I think the only, like the next big innovation in phones is going to be the flip, or, the foldability, basically, and how you implement that. Because everything else is kind of stagnated, as we'll probably talk about next week when we talk about the new iPhones.
Finally, I do want to mention a Lightroom plugin that I found that's really helpful. People are still making these, apparently, these Lightroom plugins.
Yeah.
This one's called AnySource, and it does 2 things that I really like. One, auto stacking. So you can point it at a folder in Lightroom and tell it to stack them. And so, like, for SpotLAX, I ended up shooting, not on purpose, on accident, but I shot both RAW and JPEG. And I can tell it, hey, I want you to stack these, like, stack this folder and put all of the RAWs on top. Or put all the JPEGs on top. Like how Apple Photos handles the RAW and JPEG. Because that's how I tend to edit them, is like have them in the same collection and then stack them. And then I usually start with the JPEGs and then switch to the RAW if the JPEG doesn't have enough dynamic range. But yeah, it'll do auto stacking, and it does works great. And then the other thing, that is a feature request that has been open in Adobe for a very long time, that they seem to just not be interested in. Since 2011, the thread has been going on in the Adobe support forums. And then the other thing that this will do, which is very nice, is generate previews in capture order. So you know how when you import photos in Lightroom and you tell it to generate the previews, it just kind of does it in any order?
And,
yeah.
In 32.rand. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you import them you just import them with no previews generated, and then you tell any source to build the previews, it will do them in order that they were captured, so you can actually edit while the previews are being generated, and you don't have to wait.
Nice, and also
it's very
a thing
nice.
That should not require a plugin.
Yeah, it really shouldn't need a plugin, but yeah, it does do it. And especially combine this with Lightroom's new like GPU previews, you should be able to get editing really quick without having to wait for previews to get generated.
Yeah,
because they'll definitely
the preview.
Go
I will say that the preview generation using the GPU is
oh my
really
god, it's
good.
So much faster.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous how much faster it is, but it still doesn't go in order. It really should go in order. This guy has the plugin has many other features, but those are the ones that I'm using. And this guy, John Ellis, seems to have a bunch of features. He's got a bunch of plugins. He's got any filter, any vision. He's got like a Google AI vision plugin. He's got like tag managers. He's got a bunch, but those are the ones I'm using.
Very nice.
Yeah. I think that's it for this week.
That is. We'll be back soon to talk about whatever new lenses come out between now and then, because there's always at least one.
There's always at least one.
And then new iPhone stuff.
My new orange iPhone.
And whatever else comes up.